Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Welcome to this initiative where we are discussing practice questions from the mains point of view. So in this video, I have picked up two important questions from the mains point of view, especially from GS3. If you have not watched the other videos in this particular playlist, I would strongly recommend you to go back, watch all the videos in this particular playlist, including the videos where the first video where I have talked about introduction of the mains question, body of the answer, and also the conclusion. What should be the introduction? What should be the body of the answer? At the same time, what should be the conclusion and how should you be writing the conclusion and the introduction? See, this is what we have discussed in the first video of this particular playlist. So now, before we continue, I want you to remind that to subscribe Legacy IAS Academy and also press the bell icon so that you will not miss any update from Legacy IAS. So, taking this introduction, let's start with the question for today. If you look at today's question, it says financial inclusion is one of the most crucial pillars. What is the most crucial pillar? Financial inclusion is the most crucial pillar of India's economy. Discuss its challenges and suggest some measures for enhancing the financial inclusion in India. So usually this, because it has two components, we can consider this to be a 15-mark question. So if you look at the question, apparently you can divide the question into two important components. The first important component of the question is a statement that says financial inclusion is one of the most crucial pillars for the India's economy. So I can consider this to be the first important component of this particular question. Second, discuss its challenges. The second important component of this particular question. Discuss its challenges. Suggest some measures to enhance. Third important component of the question. Say this is what you have to do as soon as you get your question paper, and when you start answering 1, 2, 3, 4 one by one, whatever the question that you are trying to answer, divide the question into different components. So once you divide the question into different components, it becomes really easy for you to address the demand of the question, and even you will flow along with the question. So your answer will have a better structure once you start addressing the demands of these particular components. First one, let's talk about how financial inclusion is one of the most crucial pillars of the India's economy. In order to understand this, first thing that we got to know is what is financial inclusion. Okay, what is financial inclusion? For example, financial inclusion can be defined. So this can be your introduction. In the introduction, you can define financial inclusion. So how do you define financial inclusion? The banking process being very much accessible to all the population or the entire population of a country, or encouraging the people to be a part of the banking sector or a formal banking structure can be easily called as financial inclusion. Okay, see, financial inclusion is also a very integral part of the inclusive growth altogether. Clear? So this is how they will define financial inclusion. And you can also write one of the measure by the government that is called as JAM Trinity, Jandhan, Aadhaar and the mobile. Jandhan, Aadhaar and the mobile. If you remember, around 2016 and 2017, if we talk about, government came out with its with a very special scheme where the government wanted people to open zero balance bank accounts. Usually, the bank accounts will have a minimum balance that you will have to keep. But these bank accounts that were called as Jandhan accounts, you can have zero balance in them. So such bank accounts were encouraged by the government. So the citizens will open the bank account, and the bank account will be linked with your Aadhaar and also your mobile. So this JAM Trinity gave rise to direct benefit transfer, that is DBT. So DBT can also, there's also one more name given to DBT that is called as PAHAL, PAHAL, which stands for Pratyaksha Hastantarit Labh. So these are some of the things that has happened with respect to financial inclusion. Okay, so all this put together will be the introduction. Clear? Now, why financial inclusion is important? If you look at all these things, one thing that happened because of the financial inclusion was that it started developing savings. So you might ask, what happens when you start having more savings? The day you start having more savings, you will start investing more. So more savings will apparently give rise to higher investment. Once you have a higher investment, you will have higher employment creation or employment generation. Higher employment generation will always give rise to higher income. Higher income will always give rise to increasing in the aggregate demand. Increasing in the aggregate demand will push the economy towards growth trajectory. So this is why having financial inclusion and developing savings is very important for an economy. So this savings, we call it in the economic terms as GFCF, that is gross fixed capital formation, nothing but the investment. GFCF is nothing but the investment, and it is also called as gross fixed capital formation. Okay, now money multiplier effect in boosting economic output. So in the economy, you would have studied about two important concepts. One is called as velocity of money, second is the money multiplier effect. So what is this money multiplier effect? It is given by a term called as 1 by R into X. So where R is in percentage, X is the M naught or aggregate money that is there in the economy. Okay, so with this money having this much of, or the reserve ratio, what is the money multiplier or the total value of the transaction that we can create is called as money multiplier effect. If a money becomes a part of the formal banking sector, then the money multiplier gets boost with the velocity of money also gets boost. Promote gender equality. Okay, financial inclusion will inevitably create gender equality and it will eliminate the gender unequal practices. Challenges related to financial inclusion. What are the different challenges that we have? Non-universal access to bank accounts. See, banks by nature are only for the elite people because banks require you to have a lot of financial knowledge. You will have to know how to read, you will have to know how to write, you will have to be very good at calculation. So all these are prerequisites if you want to be a part of the banking sector as such. So for this to happen, the banks are not universally accessible by people because of its location also. So if the bank is not located in their vicinity, then high chances that the people don't avail or don't prefer availing the benefits. Digital divide. There's a huge digital divide with respect to literacy. We're talking about accessibility to smartphones, financial knowledge, informal and the cash dominated economy. So most of the rural areas are dominated by the informal economy and the cash dominated economy. So in the urban area, we have the UPI, we have digital payments happening, but it's not the case with respect to the rural population. Gender gap in the financial inclusion. Okay, so majority of the economy is believed that by the people that men are meant to work out and outside, and the women should be restricted to the household activities. So such ideologies are main important impediment in achieving financial inclusion. Okay, so this is with respect to the financial inclusion in this particular question. Okay, I hope all of you have followed this. Now let's move on to the next question. The direct benefit transfer scheme, this is what I was talking about, which is also called as DBT, which is also called as PAHAL, PAHAL, Pratyaksha Hastantarit Labh, is a good step towards reforming the government delivery system. Discuss. Okay, so what is this DBT? See, DBT is very simple. When citizens are promoted or when citizens are encouraged to open a bank account, and all the benefits that the government wants to give these citizens are through this bank account, by eliminating all the intermediaries and also eliminating the chance of corruption, is called as direct benefit transfer, which is also called as PAHAL scheme or Pratyaksha Hastantarit Labh. Now the advantages of the DBT. By nature, it is very instant and easy money transfer. People don't have to wait for months together to avail the benefits. This was the case before 2016 and 17 we're talking about, where everything had to flow through from the central government or the state government till the beneficiary in the offline mode. Okay, that required a lot of commission being given, corruption. There was a lot of room for corruption. But here, the room for corruption is eliminated because everything is online. Financial assistance. Okay, Transfer of funds and the social security, very easy. Transferring the funds is very, very easy with respect to DBT. A door to new opportunities. Okay, a very, 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 very good initiative by the government. Now government can transfer unemployment allowance, it can transfer subsidies on food, it can also transfer subsidies on the LPG. Okay, it can target the beneficiary. So rationalization of the subsidies can easily take place. We have enabled direct benefit transfer scheme. Okay, now some of the important schemes that are based on DBT are as follows. If you look at this, Pradhana Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Fasal Bima Yojana is a crop insurance scheme. Okay, crop insurance scheme. National Food Security Mission, NFSM. National Food Security Mission, which is an integral part of PDS, Public Distribution System. Pradhana Mantri Krishi Sanchay Yojana. Krishi Sanchay Yojana is a scheme for irrigation. For example, if any farmer implements drip irrigation techniques into his agricultural field, then the government gives them subsidies, and this is called as Pradhana Mantri Krishi Sinchay Yojana. PM Kisan for capital expenditure 6,000 every year. Okay, Swachh Bharat Mission Grameen, Atal Pension Yojana, senior citizens, National Ayush Mission for health sector. So these are some of the schemes that are launched by the government by taking DBT into consideration, because DBT eliminates 100% of any mediators, and also there is no room for corruption in the DBT. Okay, so this is how you will have to answer your mains question going forward. So if you have liked the video, hit the like button and also subscribe to Legacy IAS Academy for more such enriching content. Have a nice day. Thank you.